Hey, Tony from Vet to Tech here. Today I will teach you how to enable update management on your VMs. What is update management? Well, once you create VMs, they're created with a certain patches and updates that were available at that time. But a day, a week, a month or so down the road, Microsoft releases updates all the time. And you're not going to get these updates automatically. Your VM is just going to sit there with whatever configurations it had when you created it, unless you enable update management, and that's what I will show you today. First thing we'll go do is check our VM. This is our recently created VM called VM Update Management. If we go to extensions, you see we got nothing here. All right. So in order to enable update management, there has to be an extension installed, which is called monitoring or Microsoft monitoring agent. If you try to do it this way, like I just did right here, add, you're gonna see third-party agents here, not Microsoft agents. Well, you will see some Microsoft, but majority of them are third-party, and you will not see the one I'm looking for. So to do that, let's go to our automation account, update management, and there's nothing here. So this is your dashboard. Here's where you see all the updates that will be done or need to get done. So you have machines, compliance, platform, etc. And you have ability to schedule deployment, ability to add, which we will do. And right here we have a VM update management available for enable. So we'll go ahead and do that. And so let's go back to our VM and extensions. Now we see that Microsoft monitoring agents aren't available, but it's being installed in our VM. And that's good. That's what we want. So this is going to take quite some time, maybe 10-15 minutes. So I'm going to pause the video and come back and check our extension. Alright, just a few minutes later, our extension was successfully deployed. So what will happen now is this extension is going to gather any information about updates, critical updates, things like that from this particular VM, and it's going to send that update back to the automation account and the update management dashboard, and it'll show here whether it needs an update or not. Right now we don't see anything because it's still not realizing that there's a VM attached to this now, and that's okay. That's just Azure needs some time to process that in the back. Okay, so we take a look here now. We see the VM that we attached to this automation account. I actually left it on over the weekend, but it usually takes about 2-3 hours for the update management to reflect this right here. So now we see that the VM is compliant and it's ready. The reason why it's compliant is because, well, it's a brand new VM, so Microsoft gives us the most up-to-date VMs when we buy it from the marketplace. But say if we come back a month from now, there might be some updates right here. These are the categories that may be on red. So others don't count as far as the compliance go. Once you have a security or a critical update missing, you'll get a non-compliant for that VM. So now that we're here, what can we do? Well, we can add Azure VMs. So you can see we already have one enabled and one that cannot be enabled. We can also add non-Azure VMs, and the most important thing here is your schedule deployment, update deployment. So here's where we can schedule our VMs to be updated on a schedule. I'm gonna do this quick scheduled for this VM. So VM update management, and then today's date. I like to do that as well. Man, let's not do that. Just to do it like this way, like a simple items to update. Here's the list of configurations we need to do. Groups to update is simple. We just point to our VM, and then here we'll do the same but in a different way. So in this way, it tells you what subscription is this located, also what resource group. I know my VM is on resource group personal demos. Don't care about location. And then tags. This is the VM that I'm gonna update, and this is just the tag that I created. And so I've explained, I think earlier on another video, where I like to do my VMs have a resource name, tag name. So the tag's name is resource name, and I'll give it the exact name of the VM. So now I also have a tag that has the exact name of the VM in case of I need to map it, such as this right here, because you don't see any VMs here. You're locating it by the tag. Then the machines to update. Let's click OK. Okay, I know what happened. I actually selected my path, but I didn't select add. So let's quickly do that. Add that VM or that query, and now we can do the VM because the query is pointing on the right area. So let's do select that VM and then hit OK. Alright, now I want to select all the updates. I don't want to miss anything. Include or exclude updates, don't need to do that. Schedule settings, this is where we schedule it for execution. So right now it's going to tell me at 2:11 it's going to do it, so I'm okay with that. It's just going to give me about 30-minute cushion. And then in prescripts and postscripts, if the VM is off, you can do a prescript to turn it on or turn it off as a postscript. Other use cases for postscripts is to you update a VM, and then postscripts will get some certain services up and running per requirement. That's what this did. Then maintenance window, 2 hours, just to be safe. Earlier I tried to do 30 minutes and it failed because it said the window was too close, even though it was small 2 updates. So that it won't fail this time, I'm just going to do 2 hours. What that means, read this right here, but essentially this means that if you have less time than your update needs, your update will not run and it will fail, or it will abort and you have to do it again. And then reboot if required, self-explanatory. And now we have a schedule created. Alright, to see that deployment that we just scheduled, we just go to deployment schedules, and like I said earlier, I tried to do one and I gave it 30-minute maintenance window and it failed. So this was the new one we just created. If you want to do any changes, simply come in here and update it before it runs. Alright, and then you just hit save. And once they run successfully or failed, you'll see it here in your history. And this is my last one that was the maintenance was window was too low, so it just stopped. It even gave up before it made it 30 minutes. All right. All right, the update has been completed, so we're in history now, and if we go to the update, we'll see a few details about it. Here we can see if it failed, anything like that, or why it failed, but we have a successful run. So now if we go back to machines, we'll see that there's no updates missing. Let's do a update. And so this one that says missing is probably new because these literally just ran. So, but that's how you do update management. You can do multiple VMs at the same time. All you do is select all the patches, and as long as you do that, they'll all download the patches, and it won't have to be looking for specific ones, because then that could get complicated. But you can also do one VM at a time. It's up to you, depends on how the workload is. So to recap, we have attached a VM to our automation account. We enable update management. We scheduled updates for the VM, and we confirm that the deployment was successful. And that's it for this video on update management. Leave any comments if you have any questions. If you like the video and you learned something, like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video.